One of my guilty pleasures is buying and collecting games on Steam, and because of this pleasure, I have a ton of games in my backlog. Another pleasure I have is 100% games. So today, I will be continuing to 100% my backlogs, and the next game up is The Lost Hero of Nostalgaia. The Lost Hero of Nostalgaia is a Souls-like. What makes it unique is its humor that parodies other role-playing games. It shares many similarities to Dark Souls 1, like its linear progression, boss fights, using spells, and frustrating NPC questlines. In total, there are 45 achievements needed to 100% the game, most being obtained by killing bosses, completing NPC questlines, collecting everything, getting all the endings, and some miscellaneous achievements. There are also DLC achievements that can be attained by collecting everything in the DLC and beating the DLC's bosses. Without any more delays, let's dive into action. The game starts with a character select, where the only thing that you can truly change is your class. I chose Sorcerer because since this game is kinda like Dark Souls 1, I thought that magic was going to be overpowered. After choosing my class, the game starts with a narrator explaining the setting while you learn the game. And to end the tutorial, we fight the spirit of heroism, and after defeating the boss, we get our first achievement, the threshold, and officially start the 100% grind. I also get achievement for getting an achievement. Traveling out of the tutorial area, we find ourselves at the Heartful Altar, this game's Firelink Shrine. At the altar, we find an NPC that teaches us about remembering items, one of the unique mechanics to the game. Basically, in order to remember an item, you have to find the spot on the map hinted in the item's description, and after remembering the item, it turns from a 2D sprite into a 3D sprite and gets a boost in damage. This mechanic is important to 100% the game. When done talking to the NPC, we continue to the first area of the game, Shaft Village. There, we found the merchant and the blacksmith. I also took my time to pick up every shiny thing I saw. I also ran into an enemy that was stronger than I thought, which led me to get my first death, but I got the achievement, It's a Souls-like. The next area up was the depths, where after making it through some caves, I found myself some NPCs that I needed to talk to start their quest lines. After helping them defeat a strange creature, I went on my way to fight the first boss of the game, the Grinder. The boss fight was pretty simple, and after taking down the boss, I got the achievement, the Raider. After the boss fight, it was on to the next area, Festivity Row, where I was able to start and continue some NPC quest lines, and also unlock a new ability. That ability is to restore memories of chests and doors to collect the items inside of them, helping me reach 100% completion. When I was done clearing out Festivity Row, it was on to the next area, the Quest Reward Vault, which had another NPC questline to start, and an area that was easy to farm souls. But at the end of the area was the next boss, Nam, who wasn't too challenging, but it did take me a couple attempts. But with my victory, I got the achievement, the Betrayer. Also, shortly after the boss fight, I ran into another NPC to continue her questline. After crossing a rainbow bridge, I made my way to the next area, Warlock's Wild, which was a foggy area that was confusing to make my way through. But while I was running in circles, I got the achievement 404, which I think was because I had around 4 hours of game time. After making it out of the wilds, I found myself at a bonfire for the next area where I decided to level up, and accidentally got the achievement Memory Challenge for leveling up 5 times at once. It was at this point where I did a little backtracking to make sure I progressed every NPC questline and got every item. Realizing I was missing an important item to pick up for the questlines, I went back to Warlock's Wild, where I had to fight a fairy who gave me a map to make my way through a really foggy area, and after reaching the other side, I talked to an NPC and gained the Maiden's Gift. And with that gift, I went back to the Shaft Village and found this very friendly NPC called the Innocent. After giving the Innocent the Maiden's Gift, he teleported me away and I got the achievement Whisked Away. I then went back to the wilds to talk with the maiden to get a free item. So after all the backtracking, I finally continued the main story by making my way through this castle that had very annoying stair puzzles and really annoying enemies. But after reaching the top, I fought the boss, Wonder Schonenberg, who, for me, was the hardest boss. I didn't know for sure, but I think my sorcerer build was weak to her, so she kept kicking my butt. But after an hour of attempts, I defeated her and got the achievement, the Puritan. Then, after taking down the boss, we do something for the story and have to go fight the narrator, who is in one of the worst areas of the game, the start of sequence. After eventually making a way through the brutal enemies, I talked to the NPC, Blade the Bold, to continue his questline and take on the boss. The narrator is a multi-stage fight, where you fight the first boss of the game, a boosted up regular enemy, children, and yourself. And lastly, the narrator himself, who dies in one hit. With him defeated, I got the achievement, the Heckler. I also got redemption for completing Blade's questline. I then went out to complete another NPC questlines, Lady Sko. All I had to do was go fight her, and after defeating her, I got the achievement for the Unwanted. I continue on with the story and went to NPC City to fight the arena, which was another multi-stage fight against enemies that looked like NPCs. This fight wasn't too bad, but it felt a little tedious, which is weird to say about a boss fight. It was at this point where I was close to finishing the main story, so I wanted to make sure I had every item, finish every NPC questline, and collect every miscellaneous achievement before fighting the final boss. So I first went back to fight the tutorial boss again. It's for a quest item, and I also got the achievement The Guardian. Next, I went to this area under the castle called the Rehabilitation Pits, and I had to light every torch to get an achievement. This was slightly annoying to get, but wasn't too bad. After that, I went to get the achievement A Guide Isn't Cheating. For this achievement, you actually have to look up how to get it, which was very annoying, and I can't see why only 1% of players have this achievement. While preparing for the final boss fight, I fully upgraded a weapon and got the achievement Master's Sword. Then I got the achievements Roguelite and Ready Fight for doing 20 backstabs and doing 20 reposts. I later got the last of the trio, the block button, for performing 20 rebuffs. I then went on a collect-a-thon to collect every spell in the game to get the achievement Song of Source, and also got the achievement Fully Formatted for collecting every ruin. With those out of the way, I went to continue the story, running into another NPC that we helped earlier. We now have to fight him. After finishing him off, I got the achievement For Honor. Finally, at last, I was at the last boss, Mercerio, and after defeating him, I got the achievement The Pipe Layer. With the final boss defeated, I went on to remember all of the items in the game and got the achievement Lore of the Land, which was tedious but isn't too bad with a guide. With the main story out of the way, I moved on to do the secret quest line, where you kill the innocent and then have to fight a boss. After doing that, I got the achievements Endless Possibilities and the Martyr, and I also got an End to the Suffering. It was now time to move on to the DLCs, but first I was using up all of my souls and accidentally got stuck and died, losing those souls and getting the achievement Such Salt. The DLC adds a couple new areas, one being the famous Poison Swamps from Dark Souls, but in a Minecraft style, and the other being a Blighttown ripoff. I have no idea why they decided to remake the worst areas from Dark Souls 1 into their DLC, because they're the worst areas for a reason. No one wants to play through them. The boss fights weren't too bad though, with the Minecraft one being multiple phases and the other one being really easy. For defeating Eve, I got the achievement The Idolog, and for taking down Levani, I got the Traditionalist. I then went to collect all of the armor pieces in the game, getting me the achievement Ode to a Blacksmith. I also remembered all of the relics found in the DLC, getting Forensics. The last part of the DLC was fighting a secret boss, who was the old man NPC that was helping you out throughout the game. The fight wasn't too hard, and I got the achievement The Rise and Fall of Evil. After finishing the DLC, I went to get a miscellaneous achievement, That's It, which is for lighting every torch in the Blighttown ripoff, which was very annoying. With that, I ended my first run with the ending where you sacrifice yourself, getting me the achievement Resurrection. I then went into New Game Plus to get some achievements that I had missed my first time around, like Off the Rails, where you had to kill an enemy with narrator's trains. I also completed an NPC's questline I missed the first time around, then getting her achievement Destiny Rebuked. After going through and beating New Game Plus, I got the achievement PvE mode for completing the game without summoning help for bosses, and the great one for getting the other ending. For the last couple achievements, I did something I'm not entirely proud of. I used someone else's save file to collect every item again and also unburden every item. In order to get these achievements, I would have to collect every item again, and I wasn't trying to do all that. So with that, I got the achievements The Unwanted and Laid Bare. I then quickly ran through the game again to collect the Reservoir's Gift and give it to the innocent, ending his quest line but giving me the achievement Mercy, and also getting Blessing of Pain for leveling up at the Reservoir of Pain. Who is this little guy? For the last achievement, I would have to speedrun the game under 5 hours, which sounded kind of hard, but wasn't because I found a build online and used the NPCs for the bosses. So after sitting on the throne, I got the last achievement speedrun and 100%ed the Lost Hero of Nostalgaia. It took me 3-ish playthroughs and around 24 hours to earn all 45 achievements. The achievements for this game were alright, some being tedious and some being fun. Collecting every item achievements weren't too bad, but some of the miscellaneous achievements just felt annoying. This game was still fun to play through though. But anyways, I have more games on my backlogs to 100%, so as always, thanks for watching and subscribe because more videos are on the way.